And welcome back to another TumPetty Spec Piñata race. This time we're at Nurburgring GP. It's going to be much shorter. It was not very eventful except for the beginning of the race. So let's watch this start real quick.
Good luck, boys.
We have that one guy looking in the outside. Goes for the crossover right here on turn one. So we give him the space on the outside.
Hold your line. The right side's clear.
And we finally clear him right there. So we're back in our second place, fairly safe until this point. He makes another attempt since I have a bad exit out of the carousel. And I'm able to defend. I kind of forced them onto the curb. It's legal, but it definitely unsettled his car, made him go a little bit sideways. For the rest of the race, I tried to do my best to stay behind Turbo. There was this slight chance at getting past him. I didn't really want to get past him since the car doesn't have enough space in the tank to run a full lap at full throttle the entire way. So we were going to have to fuel save a bit, and my idea was to fuel save by drafting. But he runs fairly wide right there, so I figured to try to minimize our time loss, I would go for that outside line. But he had much more speed coming out of the carousel, so he was able to slot back in front of me. So now we're back to drafting, and this is where the race starts falling apart for me. On that a little too much and almost lose it. Well, I basically lose it. I end up a little tank slapper. But I kept making big mistakes like that. Otherwise, I was more consistent than Turbo up ahead because I was able to claw back like half a second a lap there on out, but then I would make another mistake. So there's levels to the consistency that you need for a race. Just so it turned out that Turbo was overall more consistent than me, even though I was a little bit more consistent in the short term, faster within that consistency as well. I would ruin it by kicking the back end out or taking a bad line. So we're fast forwarding most of this. I cut out maybe 10 laps right here. Yeah, we jumped from lap 7 to 17. Still fast forwarding through all of this. At this point, we were still on a similar gap where we had left off around lap 7 to Turbo. It would fluctuate with me making progress, and then I would make a small mistake, like right there, and I'd lose all that progress. So then, again, tucking my head down and trying to gain those tenths lap after lap, but we were not successful. It was a very delicate balancing act because, like I said, I couldn't go full or all out. Like I had to force the or maximize my grip in the corners, and I would mess it up like right here. I got too much on the curb and then settled the car, so that's why I didn't fully give up, but I gave up on trying to catch Turbo. There was no point in trying anymore. I was about 30 seconds ahead of that one guy, or 40 seconds ahead of him, and so he wasn't going to catch me. And at this point now I'm at a 12-second deficit to Turbo. So I just slowed down considerably, and you could tell with how the tire temps start falling. And I don't really scrub them as hard as I was before, so they stayed low. So at the end, a very uneventful race. We had qualified second. We finished in second. We had a slight challenge for our position at the beginning of the race, but it wasn't much of a contest. We're able to easily maintain our second place spot, and this is the final lap.
Left.
So yeah, that's it for this race. If you want to tune in for the next TumPetty race, you could catch me on Twitch with the same username. I am live starting around 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. The races go green at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And the next race is going to be at Oran Park. So if you want to catch it live, you can catch it on Twitch. And if not, then I'll continue doing these recaps and posting them on Wednesdays. Catch y'all next time.
Great drive. That's a podium.
I've been turning up for a long time. I've been smoking gas for a long time. For a long time. I gotta get these bitches off my mind. I gotta make it down. I gotta do what I do. I gotta make